Right now to this, a new poll says 4 in 10 California residents are thinking about moving to another state.
Well, they are worried about paying bills, and they're worried about crime, and they're worried about the future. KCAL's Joy Benedict is live in Studio City after speaking with people who think the state is losing its luster. That's too bad, Joy.
I know, right, guys? Maybe the Golden State is a little bit more 14-karat plated, at least to some, but for the rest of us, we absolutely love it, right? But the truth is, it's not hard to see for sale signs really all over the place, even in this economy and in this market, and that is a sign of the times, as many are choosing to go. Blue skies, beaches, and the boys in blue, just a few of the things we all love about California. But it is images like these that may be pushing people away.
We left May the 15th, 2021.
Richard and Chris Norman are just two of the hundreds of thousands who felt the appeal of the Golden State was tarnishing.
We thought, it's very expensive. The traffic is horrendous. I have a dog, and I was frightened to walk the dog around where the homeless people were.
The couple lived in Marina del Rey, 2 blocks from the ocean, and even had a sailboat. But they toasted the West Coast and headed to the other coast, now calling Florida home.
Compared to Los Angeles, it is exceedingly clean here. I mean, the streets, the condition of the streets, the roadways, the pavements, plus things like trash, you just really don't see it.
Now, a new poll led by the LA Times shows 40% of all Californians are thinking about moving out of the state.
There's a lot of unhappiness about life here in terms of the nuts and bolts. Can I pay the rent? Can I pay for the food? Can I pay the bills? I think there's a huge economic stress on people.
Zev Yaroslavsky is the director of the Luskin School of Public Affairs at UCLA, which does a similar survey every year in LA County.
Economically speaking, cost of living speaking, there is tremendous stress on LA County residents.
So does it surprise you then that this survey would show that 40% of the people are considering leaving?
I'm surprised in one respect. That's a lot of people. Most of them will not leave California. It's easy to say you want to leave. It's a lot more difficult to leave.
The poll shows that 55% of people surveyed say housing and health care are too expensive. 50% say they don't feel safe. And 40% say there aren't enough opportunities to get ahead.
Do we miss Los Angeles? We miss some of our friends. But other than that, there's really nothing that we miss.
As for the Normans, their children and grandchildren were also a factor, as they all are east. And since they could sell their LA home and rebuild a new one in West Palm Beach for half the price, leaving the 405 was the right thing to do, at least for them.
We were able to pay off our mortgage. We don't have a mortgage now.
We're completely debt-free.
As great as those things are, I can't leave you on the negative things of California. Let's talk about the positives. And 71% of those polled say they enjoy living here in California. The things they cited about loving the most are things like diversity, the quality of life that they have here, the lifestyle they're able to have, and the fact that they feel accepted here in the state of California. Guys?
All right.